are back. Thank you so much for being here. This is Let's Talk. It's a beautiful Thursday. We have had a very long day, but we are just so happy to be here with you. Have you had a good day? Was your boss nice to you? What they mean to you? It doesn't even matter. It's time to relax and wine and enjoy the tea. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Lydia KM. That's Lydia KM on all social media handles.
Welcome to Exciting Thursday. I'm Dana DeGrazia, and it's Hustle Got Us Online.
I hope you guys are ready because it's almost the weekend. I'm Naomi Wamboy, WAMBOE on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
And I am Joanne at yummymummy.ke on social. So happy to be here. I'm so pregnant and tired, but like whenever the show starts, I just feel like, wow. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like a relaxing talk time. You know, I don't even feel like it's work.
It's true.
It's
Take a deep
fantastic.
breath and you're
Yeah.
just like, you know what? Let's just spill the tea. Let's talk about other people's problems.
I know.
That is the
It's true. It's true.
It's amazing. And what a great way to spend any night. You know, we wish we could be here every day, but you know, we also have lives and, you know, houses and everything. But we love the fact that we get to sort of ease into the weekend with y'all from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evenings. But this wonderful Thursday, we have pretty much some of the craziest tea I've ever heard. From local to international, it's time for Hot Talk.
It saddens me to report this, but
As
my
you
fave,
smile. As you
no,
smile.
because you guys know, like ethics
It's
are
her
my
man.
fave. They're my fave. Like I love ethic, I love their music, but unfortunately, like I feel like everyone in the nation can agree that they probably did cross a line.
An L.
Their latest song, Tarimbo, even that word is rude.
Yeah.
Dirty.
I thought, to be honest, it definitely crossed the line. I'm not gonna read the lyrics because it's 6 p.m. But the song has been banned, and they have actually issued an apology about posting a song like that. Essentially, part of it, they were saying something bila permission, and a lot of people felt like that was actually pushing the rape culture and kind of encouraging young men to be kind of, you know, not to understand the concept of consent. So this is what they said. It has come to our attention that our latest single, Tarimbo, has stirred up mixed reaction and elicited various negative interpretations from different quarters. As recording artists, it is our sole duty to entertain our fans and do not deploy our content to propagate hate against any person, most importantly women. As artists, we are sons to our mothers, brothers to our sisters, uncles to our nieces, and friends to our female friends and fans. And it is not in any way our intention to publicize violence or rape against these highly revered individuals in our community. As Ethic Entertainment, we are truly remorseful for any dollar caused by the lyrics to our single, and for every single person that was triggered to a displeasing memory or emotion by it. Receive our sincere apologies. Rest assured that no disrespect was intended. I feel like all of this it's good that you acknowledge that you are offensive, but there is no interpretation of any of those words that are not directly obvious that they were going to cause the reaction which they did. That's the only bit they didn't take accountability
Exactly,
for.
and
it was obvious.
Yeah, I'm even wondering, like, okay, it's great that they have apologized. I wonder if it's them themselves who wrote the apology,
Don't
or
be
if
don't
it's
be
like-
ridiculous.
yeah,
That's a very
exactly. And the
eloquent apology.
For me, I'm like the fact that they even thought that it was okay to even write those lyrics. Like some things are
Yeah.
okay, fine. Someone says something and you're like, that can be interpreted wrongly. This is very specific.
Yeah.
It's very open. They say you can do something to a woman without her giving you permission. Like that is actually exactly what they said. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this apology has done much for me in terms of like changing now my impression that I have of them. And I don't know. I don't know.
I
what
mean,
this is
I
gonna mean for
personally
them.
feel like this was not an apology from them. I feel like management like told them they had to do it and they did it.
Yeah.
Like they went out, they made the song. Didn't they have a video for the song? They released it. Like they knew what they were doing when they released it. And when we think about ethics, we think about this kind of music too.
Yeah.
Ethic.
First of all, I think
Sorry.
it's
We think
I just think it's ironic that they're called ethic, but Naomi, you were continuing
yeah.
on with your point.
Yeah.
I think it's ironic they're called ethic, but you were continuing with your point.
No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, other than that, I feel like all of you guys have really touched base on good things. The thing that I could say, maybe you could say it better as an artist, because you know you express yourself, but the issue for me is we can acknowledge their music kind of struck people as pretty shallow. You know, it's like they're not famous for doing anything deep at this point, right? I mean, Naomi, you actually have made a very serious point about that in the past. But my thing is, I feel like they found this wave of like being raunchy with women, and now they were like, okay, how far can we actually take it? And so now they figured it out. This is now too far. Like this is how the wave can hurt you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm
Naomi,
glad
since-
that
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're being held accountable for their
Yes.
actions.
Yeah.
But I would have personally, I would have like liked a personal video, like from them,
Exactly.
On
like
their
seeing, like
pages.
yeah, because you can actually like hear and see like people's like language, body language. You can see if it's authentic
Yeah.
or
But
not.
you know, this what always happens when someone does something super crazy.
Well, yeah, of
somebody
course.
who knows how to eloquently
management.
express themselves. They just type out some kind of apology or whatever. At this point, to be honest, I'm just happy that at least they were held accountable, so that the people who follow them, like, you know, religiously, like, you know, everything they say is Bible,
Yeah.
will see that, oh, okay, maybe this isn't okay. That alone
Yeah.
is enough of a messaging for now.
But
Yeah.
like Naomi, as an artist, like these guys are signed to a label, right? So like, are there like checks and balances that someone like music that they
creatively.
write goes through before a song is released? Like, is there a
Like-
team of people who sit and like say, okay, this is okay to say, this is
Yeah.
not okay to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. Honestly, like it depends on the team you're working with, and it depends on like how big the label is. Like because like if you're with like
And their
Sony or,
image.
like a big label like that, like a lot of people are with, then yes, like you can't start sing certain things,
Yeah, yeah.
etc., etc.
Even look
Only
at
Ezekiel has that line right now. And yay to Ezekiel,
yay
by
to
the
for
way.
one.
for like
one.
actually having like, you know, his ear to the ground kind of thing. But look at what happened to Rick Ross when he actually had a lyric like this in one of his lines. He lost a huge business deal.
Yep.
Like,
Yes.
and that's kind of what should happen. Is you should be held accountable because young, you know, easily influenced kids are listening to this.
Absolutely.
But speaking of influential artists in Kenya, our one and only, I can't think of anybody else who's like her, Akothee, was duped. And you know, sometimes it doesn't happen because of Kenyan promoters. She was actually unfortunately duped internationally in the US. She had a promoter who she was working with who did sort of the classic, you know, mess ups of having her late to the stage because money wasn't there, even leaving her outside of the venue because she stayed late because she felt so bad. She took photos with the fans, which usually she made very clear she does not do unless you're VIP. But even the car that came to pick her was just like some guy who got given the woman's keys, and then she was upset her car even got taken. So Akothee actually released a myriad of statements talking about how when you're an artist, especially when you're abroad, you're very much in the promoter's hands. I mean, it's tough because Akothee here is like iconic. I mean, but I don't know, is it because she's international or is it just kind of all promoters are like this? What do you guys think?
I don't think that all promoters are like this. I mean, Kenyans have a bad rap for
Kenyan promoters.
Kenyan promoters have a bad
rap.
rap. Like, and that's horrible to say. But I think Akothee is one of those people who put her foot down, and this is what it is. This is how she's gonna take it. I feel like now that she went out of her element. So she wasn't in Kenya. She's in a whole nother country. Like, who knows if she even had like an American phone to like contact people with. You
Yep.
know, get a taxi or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? But I feel like I don't know. Like,
Let me
Kenyan
tell you.
promoters are bad,
I
bad.
like the fact that in her series of like, I don't know if you saw her Instagram, but it
Long.
was like post after post after post.
Yeah.
First of all, I love that she does that because then like it's like he literally gives you like
The
it's
whole
like a
tea.
storybook exactly. But I also like at some point it showed her like entering the plane and she was saying, "You think because now even though you didn't come before the show, I would now call you because I need money for a flight back home. No, I have my own money and what," which I thought was pretty empowering. But now on a completely unrelated note, I feel like Akothee needs to come to the table because guys, imagine how
We
lit
want her here
how
so
lit would
bad.
that show be?
I actually met one of her friends, and I
Yeah.
was like, please, like, what do I need to
What
do
do we need to
for
do?
you to make this happen? We are trying to make that happen for you.
We
and
really
for
are.
us, let's be
Uh-huh.
honest.
Yep.
Here's the thing, yeah. Does anyone know how the promoters are like in Pakistan?
Well, no.
Exactly.
All we can relate to
We
is
don't
Kenyan promoters.
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
not that our promoters
Oh.
are the worst. It's because that's the information which we
Yeah.
hear all the time. When I went to Lagos, oh God, everything they talk about is how, like, you know, we are always conning each other. Nigerians don't support each other, and as far as we are concerned, we
are the
think
best.
Nigerians are the most
Yeah.
supportive. So
Yeah.
it's just because of the constant noise that we hear artists complaining about promoters. I feel like this is just another case of somebody who's not dealing with their business correctly
Yeah.
on the side of the promoter. Somebody who does believe that, you know, you're in a foreign country, so really what you're going to do about it.
Yeah.
And I hope that all the people who follow Akode are going to rain down on this person because, again, it's accountability.
Yeah.
If we can't hold you accountable for messing one artist, then tomorrow, next week, we just keep doing this over and over
And I
again.
think internationally we have to be, because it was a US-based promoter named Sarah, and she was, Akothe was meant to perform in Minneapolis. And the thing is, Akothe goes on to say that she's actually spent 65 million in total building her brand, like 65 million shillings, which is no small feat. And she goes on and she's like, I'm not going to cry over you. I'm not going to be, I would read these messages, but they are a novel
There's a
because
lot.
Akothe will spill the tea for you.
Yeah.
But she did say, it did hurt me seeing elderly women in the crowd who waited until 3 a.m. I was so ashamed and decided to compensate by having a photo session, which was not in my program, just to learn later that there was an extra charge for personal photos for VIP. Sorry, I didn't know this. So she's even saying she felt so bad that, you know, she went there all the way to the U.S. purely for the fans. She's able to fly herself home.
But also, I don't know, I feel like almost every single week there's some artist who's complaining about being duped by promoters. Haven't you guys discovered all the ways that promoters can dupe you?
Yeah.
So why does it keep happening?
But then
Like,
you
I don't
can't put on a
understand.
show without a promoter. You need each other.
I feel like as an artist, it's either you're going to get duped or you're not. Like, it's really, you're going to take that
50-50.
risk with it. But like, speaking on promoters, I've worked with a lot of promoters in different areas of the world. And Kenya is one of the worst. I'm sorry to say, but it is. And then on top of that, it looks bad on Akothe's part because it makes her look like she's a bad artist and she's maybe too
Internationally,
bougie. Coming
yeah.
on at 2 a.m., you got me messed up.
Yeah.
But she even said she was supposed to go on at 12 a.m. and it's not her
At least she
fault.
tried to make up for it, you know?
I hate those concerts where you go and the headlining
my
artist,
God.
it's like 11, it's like 12.
I
I'm like,
hate
Yeah.
it.
And the thing
going
is,
on?
you're so right. When, as fans, you get out of that situation, I don't know the promoter. I don't have the face of the
Yeah.
promoter.
No, it's you.
So either way, the artist is the one who suffers because the fans only communicate
So
with
unfortunate.
just you. I mean, we talk about this far too much. Please, we need to hear your thoughts, and we
yes.
love when you communicate with us and you stay with us through the entire show. The hashtag is Ibu Let's Talk, and the SMS line is 40920. I am not an artist myself,
Yeah.
but like how you're saying, like, why does this keep happening?
Yeah.
It's just like, imagine, right, I'm coming for a show, and the point is, like, you give me 50%, I give you this cut. When I get there, what is stopping you from not doing your end of the bargain?
yeah.
Nothing.
And I guess
Exactly.
it's the same as asking, like, why do men keep cheating on women? Like, why are you still in relationships if men keep cheating on you?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
right?
like, it's a risk, and you hope, like, you know, blindly in
You're
whatever
a
gonna
glutton
figure
for
out.
pain, maybe. Who knows?
Exactly. And honestly, I thought it was great on Akothe's part. Like, she has such a big following. She went online, she let her fans know this is what's up, so it's not my fault. I mean, I thought that was cool on her part.
Yeah, it really
so,
was.
hey. But hey, speaking of artists, we're talking about artists for the tea all day.
yeah.
Our next topic is about an international artist, the famous, renowned T.I. the rapper, as everybody knows him. So, apparently, T.I. takes his daughter to the gynecologist for yearly checkups to check her hymen. He's been doing it since she was 16. Now she's 18. He was also informed by doctors that the hymen can be broken. Okay, if you don't know what a hymen is,
Yeah, let's start there.
You shouldn't be
if
having
you don't,
intercourse.
well, you shouldn't. But if you don't know what a hymen is, what is a hymen?
The hymen, like,
Okay.
traditionally, it's people believe that the hymen is what's broken when you lose your virginity. It's a small
It's
lining
some soft
inside,
tissue
a very
inside your
soft tissue
vagina.
inside your vagina, which
yeah.
can be broken by even riding a bike, horses, but
Falling
that's the
down.
proof.
Okay.
Yes, that is, it can be broken by riding bikes, extracurricular activities, you know, all of that. But also the National Institution of Health said that it negatively affects the psychological impact of women.
To have
a
it
lot of
checked.
women.
To
To be
have it
having it
checked.
checked, especially by another man.
First of all, it's
Yeah.
intrusive.
It's very intrusive. And so T.I. got a lot of backlash from a lot of his fans, like saying just how intrusive it is. And like, so for one of them, so instead of celebrating the fact that his child lives another year, T.I. spends his time hyperfixing on whether her hymen is intact. Like, I'm gonna need, like, it goes on. Asking a doctor to check your daughter's hymen to see if she's having sex is humiliating and sick. It's disgusting.
My point was, as soon as I heard this, like, this is, Jada Pinkett said this. So when Willow was super young, she cut her hair, right? And everyone's like, oh my God, how can you let her cut her hair? Especially the black community, you know, attached to her hair. And she said, your children are going to replace you as when they get to adults. So if I tell her your hair and your body is me who determines how it goes, when she gets into a relationship, that's the same messaging she's going to receive. So if her man tells her, I don't like this hair, don't do this to your hair, she's going to understand that kind of analogy because the parent has done that. T.I. is doing the exact same thing. Going to, first of all, the way you're microscoping like and obsessing over it is showing her that that's where her value lies. Number one. Number two, when she gets older, another man making her go to the doctor for a random, weird, patriarchal kind of search is going to be normal to her. You're telling her that her body is not hers. And you know when he said, he goes to the doctor and he tells the doctor, do you have any problem with being here? See, doctor, no problem. So she doesn't even get consent.
No.
She doesn't get consent. It's the worst thing I've ever heard someone say so proudly.
Well,
I know.
It's also the worst way. Like the thing is, it has no like forethought. There's no follow-up there because he's not actually teaching her anything. He's really just doing everything he can to make sure something doesn't happen to her, at least what he perceives could happen to her in that moment. He's not setting her up to have any sort of healthy, even romantic relationships because you're right. After she's sort of out of the house, because, you know, she's going to be in her, you know, she's in her first year of college, I believe.
She's 18.
She's no longer under his immediate control.
No.
What's going to happen when she does meet a guy, you know, I mean, we all know T.I. We know he's going to be all tough and huff and everything. But at the end of the day, she's a human who's going to make her own choices. And she's not going to know how to make them with this kind of control.
And then even on top of that, like, she might even be doing other things because there's other things to do besides intercourse.
It's 6:20 p.m.
Not even 7.
I was trying
And
to
by
take
the
a sip
way,
of my
like, and
juice.
that's something like maybe she's not gonna want a name for, like
You know, honestly, even looking at his picture, like right now, it's just annoying me. I'm just like,
It doesn't
what is
change
it?
the way I
It's
think
so
of it.
weird. It's so toxic.
Kind of.
It's so it's a completely just strange activity to be putting your children through. And like what you were saying about, you know, having control over your children, I completely agree with you in as far as the activities they are engaged in are not actively harming themselves, you know? Because there's something my mom always told me, she's like, you weren't put on this earth to be your children's friends. You're supposed to be there to help guide them on the right path. But like, this is a wrong way. This is like parenting taken in another direction.
I
which
think
is
that
just, should be just...
This isn't guy.
The messaging here, honestly, is
chills.
you are as valuable as your sexual purity, which that means that when she's attempting to have healthy sexual relations, do you know how difficult that's going to be? Like,
Almost
if she's
impossible.
already, even if she's already started, her idea is, my dad keeps telling me, you know, I better not, I better not, I better
It's
not.
gonna be
love
shame.
me
It's
if I do
gonna
it.
be.
Am I still a nice woman
Yeah.
if I do it? Yeah.
It's going to be entirely attached to shame, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea how the mom feels about this at this point.
I don't know where she is, because that would not be happening.
the
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cheating.
we agree this is just absolutely not a situation that should be happening.
Not okay.
But let's move on to a topic that has been sent by one of you for Ask the Girls. Don't go anywhere. We're just about to address that.
Ladies, we're on time. We're on time.
So thank you to everybody who sends in their questions. We look through all of them and we try to address as many as we can on the show. Remember that we also have our web exclusive episodes. So some of them that we don't address here, we also address on our YouTube channel and on our IGTV. Is it up on IGTV? I think so. No?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet,
We
but
get
it will
there.
be up on IGTV. So keep checking there as well. And you can also send us your issues on @IbuLet'sTalk_official. DM us. They remain completely within...
Anonymous.
Yeah, it's the girls, just the girls.
Confidential.
Yeah, so someone sent us this question and she said, hey, I am struggling with a decision. I am currently in Poland. Who goes to Poland? And I have a good job and I am able to handle my bills and even assist at home comfortably. Good on you, sis. Yeah. However, before I came, I was in a relationship and I promised the guy that I would come back after I finished school. And he waited. So now I have finished school, but I feel like I have achieved so much on my own just to let it go and start again from scratch. Keeping in mind chances of getting a job are very minimal in Kenya, that is. The guy gave me an ultimatum that if I don't come back by February 2020, he will move on and find someone new. What should I do? Please, PS, I love him so much.
Will he move for you?
Okay, you know what? First off, like starting with the whole ultimatum, I hate like when people, guys or even women, if somebody gives you an ultimatum, you're honestly, this is you yourself. You're not obligated to do anything for anybody else except keep yourself happy at the end of the day. Your happiness is your success at the end of the day. And maybe, I don't know how long you've been with him or how long he waited for you. That's not your problem. Like, at one point in time, you moved on with your life. You got a good job, a stable home, good money. If you're providing for yourself, if this is where you want to be with your life, do not try to move back to Kenya to try and settle down with somebody who you don't even know if it's going to work. That's my opinion.
I obviously,
do.
Sam, I definitely
little-
don't
yeah.
disagree, like a tad bit a lot.
What?
And
bit a
the
lot.
reason
Because she says
is,
she doesn't know.
and here's
which
the
one-
reason
yeah.
is the only reason here is like this is people who are in a relationship. This isn't like, you know, just like a random, and the plan is like they have a plan, you know. It's just like that's how what partnership is. Okay, so the plan is I'll go to school and I'll graduate and I'll come back, right? So now this person has been living their life with that plan clearly, like, you know, this is us. If you change your mind on the other end, it's only fair that the person who has come with you this entire journey and who you had a plan with is gonna feel invested in this situation. So the ultimatum, I don't think is even coming from a place of you better do what I
Yeah.
want. It's coming from a place of, okay, well, we
had
had this
said,
plan.
yeah.
This is what my life was about. You've changed your mind. Where does that leave me? And if your man was doing that to you, Nate, we would tell you, give him an ultimatum because he's keeping you in between. So
Yeah.
this man can't go on and love someone else and move on with his life.
Yeah, and you're
yet
waiting.
you are not sure
okay.
whether you want
So
to
it is
come
a
back.
long-distance
As far as whether or not you should come back, that's a feeling one. Because guess what? Coming back is a risk, or staying there, and maybe you do have the money and everything like that, but the love of your life, this person is here. That one is going to be a feeling for you.
I absolutely agree with everything that you have said. You know me, I don't know.
That's their problem.
What I feel exactly. What I feel is you really need to do like a pros and cons list here, because there's obviously pros to staying there and cons to staying there. Pros to coming back and cons to coming back. What I feel though in this situation, I'm just leaning on the side of you should stay in Poland, only because the fact that you've been away for such a long time, you don't know if your relationship will be the same when you come back together. So you're living something that's sure, because you're sure you have the job, you're sure you have you're sure you have your money, but here it's like you're coming back on a might. And then if you happen to come back and then the relationship doesn't work out, you're gonna be so bitter, you're gonna be so angry. So I almost feel like if I was in that situation, I would like stay there or try and find a way that maybe he can come and be with you there. But anyway, ultimately, like you've said, it's just you have to decide which one do you want more. Do you feel like if you don't come back, you're gonna be, but don't come back just because of guilt,
Because
like,
of
oh,
guilt.
no, but I
Exactly.
promise
That's
to
what I
not
was
come
trying-
back because of guilt.
Never just because you made a promise to someone. But I think I was actually going to say something similar to you in the sense of, do you love it? Have you guys been visiting each other? You know, like, have you been actually keeping sort of the more physical togetherness alive? Not necessarily like sexually, but like, do you know what it's like to be like currently with him? Or are you in love with the memories you had because it was so great when you were physically with him? Because you make a point. If you go back and you uproot your life to be with him, what's it going to be like? Maybe you could take it in like, if you take some time off and you did come back to visit and
That's
you really
what-
considered, take a visit. If you believe you're in love with this man, it's worth at least visiting him. I also believe I would not ask my partner to uproot their life for me, but I believe that if you're really in love, both of you are willing to. Like, and that's kind of the tough spot you're in. Like, I would uproot my life for my husband, and I would never hope he asks me, and I would hope to never have to ask him.
You see,
But
number one, visa, like that tends to be a thing. Like getting to a broad country is harder
live
than
there.
for her to come back
Yeah.
in Kenya because she's already
my
Kenyan.
God, I had no
That is
idea.
true. But I personally feel like if it's two people in love, in truly love, and he sees like she's made a life for herself, like she's making a living, and her coming back, that's risking her whole entire life. I feel like he even should reevaluate some things, like either like going over there. But I definitely agree with Dana in terms of she should come like for a trial period,
sure.
try it out, visit, see if you guys are still have that spark going on, and then you
Even he
decide.
should visit her if he
And
can.
you see, you guys, as much as she's she's got her life as well. He's
has.
built his as well.
We can only hope that
yeah.
he
We
will
hope
build
so,
it.
yeah. So the uprooting
waiting
is
for
like
money.
holds
Both ways.
just as much weight
Yeah.
on both people. So even this ultimatum, I think, is only coming from a place of you promised you would.
Yeah.
Do you know
You
what
know,
I mean?
you know another thing that's just striking me here as I think about it. There's so much that we think we know, like when we're in that early university period. You know, like you think you know so much stuff. You're just like, I love this guy so much. We're gonna be together forever. Where's that guy now? Where's
I
that
thought
guy
I
now,
was going
guys?
to move
Yeah,
back. I
yeah.
didn't.
I hope we were able to explain as best as we can our opinions, but we're coming back. So if you missed a little, we're coming right back right after the break with at the same Ask the Girls. So sit tight. We'll be right back.
Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top. Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top.
Hello and welcome back to the show. If you didn't know, we were on a topic of Ask the Girls. And in this topic, a woman was talking about how she's currently in Poland. Her and her boyfriend were in a relationship, but she had went to school, she had gotten a job, she had gotten comfortable, and her man gave her an ultimatum to move back by February 2020. Or else,
Yeah.
So
Or else a
we were in the
breakup.
talks of
So
that.
I feel like we need to give her a practical, like, if she decides that she's gonna stay there, how does she now, break it to this guy? Let's assume it's over Skype because,
Yeah.
like, how do you say it? Because remember, this person has literally, maybe they have put their life on pause, waiting for you to come back.
Quick, like a
even
Band-Aid.
even if you haven't made a
quick like a
decision,
Band-Aid.
because like you've a ultimatum has been made. You know what I mean? You can ease his emotions by starting off with this decision isn't about picking. It's not about you. It's not the picking of you. It's because I know I've found myself in a really financially stable place, and I don't want to let go of that because I have my family relying on me or etc. Like just to give yourself room. But if when you decide that you don't want to come back, baby.
Let go of the baby now, because you ain't
know.
gonna be baby
Not
no
your
more.
baby now.
No, you definitely gotta start with baby until you're done.
It's not you, it's me.
Baby,
It's not you, it's
baby, I love you so much. We have done this thing for so long. We've built a really good friendship, etc., etc. But the place I'm in my life, I feel like staying here is gonna benefit me overall.
But you
Okay.
promised.
I'm so sorry. I promised, and it's so sad that human beings change their mind, but I really want to put myself in a better position financially and to grow more in my career, and I'm so sorry that I kept you this long because I wasn't sure I wasn't going to come back, but now I know I'm sure. I'm so sorry to break your heart, but I love you and I wish you nothing but the best.
This is
Well,
a good
I
direction.
think
But it's
that-
also like, it's also like I'm not choosing you. I'm just choosing
It's
me.
not you.
Yeah, it's like this
Maybe
isn't.
not. I'm choosing me.
No,
There's a
not
third-
even like I'm choosing me. It's like I'm not going against you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That's
that's
the
a
thing.
good.
It's
But
like,
maybe
I'm not
there's a
going
third
against
option.
you.
Like maybe she can ask him to, can we
Come.
just continue our relationship as it is, as I still,
The
see
ultimatum has been made,
if-
honey.
Okay.
Not even that, but
2020.
waiting around.
Valentine's Day.
I mean, okay, so realistically, my answer to her would be, if at all possible, if you could be able to come and visit him, please, by all means, come make your visit, see how things go, see if the sparks are still flying, see if you want to be with this man, see if you want to uproot to Kenya, see if there's any available jobs, see what you can do. If not, then I would go with what
Well,
Lydia
the
said.
point there, actually, funny enough, she's only said what she thinks of the Kenyan job
Yes,
market.
exactly.
So maybe like you can explore whether or not you can get a job which is just as good. Yeah, actually, because I
you're
think
not
that's
gonna
that,
get
that
paid
seems
Yeah.
to be the worst.
I know, yeah. But also, whatever it is you decide to do, make sure that when you enter the conversation, you have resolve.
Yeah.
How many times have we been like, you're going to your boyfriend's house to break up with him, only to leave
Not
the next
actually
morning?
a breakup.
Not having broken up with him, just having
You didn't
gotten
break up.
some
You cracked
happiness. Yeah. So go into it with some resolve so you're sure that you're not gonna get dissuaded. Remember, you have the right to change your mind, so you're not doing anything wrong. Just be able to communicate that in a way that's kind but effective.
That's
Yes.
if you're doing it.
And not ambiguous in any way.
Yeah.
Don't be
That's
ambiguous.
clear.
Yeah.
If you're going to decide, of course, to stay there.
If
But
you-
I
yeah.
really think all of us could advocate for, if it is possible, both of you should visit each other. Because we also, like we're saying, she should visit and come back. Maybe it's not that hard for him to find a job in Poland. If she found a job, he could find a job, you know? So both of you should
Yeah.
explore 100% energy in figuring out what life would be like relocating for both of you.
Yeah.
You know, because one of you will have to if you stay together.
Yeah, we hope that has we hope that has answered your question. Have you guys ever? You said you've been in a long distance.
Yeah, I have been in a long distance
Yeah.
relationship for like a couple years, but it was easy because
Years.
he was for years, but he was able to like come and visit me like within a month, like 2 to 3 times a month. So it wasn't
so it
bad.
was hard.
What about
It
you?
wasn't bad, but I would never do it again.
I've never been in a long distance relationship, and I pray to God I never have to because I'm a needy person, and like physical closeness
Presence.
and intimacy is very important to me in like the relationship. So yeah.
Now that I'm married, I think I would feel more secure about it. But I did try for like 1 semester of school to date a guy back in the States. And immediately I get home and I found some underwear under his pillow. So it did not work out.
Yeah.
But now I'm with like the best person in the world. So
Yeah.
I feel like I, upgraded.
Why can't
won.
men just
And
cheat
you?
quickly
The thing is like, why would you cheat so close to when I'm coming home? I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like,
to get it out of his system so you can be sure? 'cause now he's
Exactly.
gonna have to.
Exactly.
And-
You could have gone scot free. It would have
Yeah.
been fine.
Funny enough, like if when I'm in a relationship, like I'm just. This is it, that's my belief. So the long distance is not even necessarily about like, what do I think you're gonna be up to or anything like that. It really comes from a place of like, all right, I've had a bad day.
Selfish.
Oh my God, baby, I just need to see you. Oh, I'll take a flight in December. Like for me, that's just not effective. And especially emotionally, you being present for me when I need it is just like too up there on the whatever. We hope we answered your question. Please, if you have any issues, anything you want us to discuss and give your input with, please send us any DMs on Ebru TV. Let's talk. Ebru Let's Talk
Underscore official.
Ebru Let's Talk underscore official, and we will answer them the best way we can. But right now, it's time for Talk That Talk. In this day and age, I feel like what we're going to discuss is really important. There's so many gray area situations when it comes to sexual harassment. And the victim sometimes might not be able to understand it as sexual harassment. And then the other person, maybe who's even doing it, also does not see it to be sexual harassment. So today, we are educating ourselves and you as well. And by the way, please continue with us in this conversation, especially if you've experienced any of the things we're going to talk about in this list. The hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk, and the SMS sign is 40920. These are some of the things which maybe we don't think are, but they actually are sexual harassment. As usual. Thank you.
I got you.
The first one is making sexual gestures. Like?
Like
Yeah,
licking
that-
your lips, like
yeah.
men who are like, do that whole thing.
that you
Or like,
can't
yeah.
do on TV.
Or like men
That
like,
thing.
like just
Air humping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is considered as sexual harassment, especially because the other person it's not a tit for tat.
Yeah.
They just found themselves in that situation.
like I be seeing like guys in the club like doing that to me. Like they'll be like,
It's so
and then I'd be like,
It's me.
like I make a big scene about it. I'm like,
No, sir.
This Naomi.
me.
The second one, which I feel like, oh my God, whistling and catcalls. Really? And I feel like how many women just know what this is? Like you just expect
Who
that.
doesn't know?
Right?
It's like,
And
yeah.
that's so sad. Do we catcall though?
No.
Women.
Woo, Wiki, what's up?
Wiki, that is sexual harassment
is.
in the business place, and make
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
But is it unwanted?
Please
We
do not
keep
report
it.
us.
As much as it's guys, they just think they're like, ooh, hey,
Yeah.
that is really intimidating, especially when it's a group of guys and you're just
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah,
It's horrifying.
like,
I've
Border
actually,
guys,
I've
hey.
actually had men say, "Oh, I thought that's flattering for a woman."
What do you mean?
No,
It's
it is
terrifying.
not at
And
all.
also, it's like you're assuming I want you to
Yes.
do that.
Yeah.
That's where the sexual harassment is coming from, because you're doing it as if I have to like it, and I don't. The second one, I had to ask Naomi upstairs what this is: smacking lips.
like,
No.
You know when a guy looks at delicious food
When
and
they're
he
like
makes
this,
that,
like this.
thing.
Oh,
The kissing
Yeah.
you. I feel like only men who have like issues. Would do
Yeah,
that.
we're like, yeah.
What?
So that seems like a Nigerian man kind of thing to do.
Yes. Ah, baby,
Yeah, baby.
baby,
Baby,
come down,
give me
baby,
baby.
girl.
I love you, sir.
You are Nigerian
Yeah.
viewers.
Lydia
The,
should
the second one, unwanted sexual advances. I think that goes without saying. Jokes and banters that contain offensive content, and that makes all of us sexual harassers.
Yeah, quite guilty.
Yeah. Like,
Big joke.
But wait, does the yeah?
No, but that's not towards somebody else.
no, it doesn't have to be towards. If you make a joke like that in front of someone, I didn't
Who's
ask
that?
for that.
Yo, yes,
Naomi.
you did.
You are laughing. You are laughing
No,
pretty
but
hard.
what it is anything which somebody has not given consent to, and you've put in the environment is sexual.
Okay, but no,
It's
no,
not part
I don't
of the
agree with that.
conversation you are already having with the
Yeah.
person.
Well, yeah.
Then it's gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But-
well, yeah.
But also, I guess it's determined by how the other person responds.
100%. This is all, by the way, from a place of things that can be perceived to be sexual harassment if the person who's on the other end is not comfortable.
Yeah,
So, you know, of course,
exactly.
if you're doing it and it's just banter
Yeah.
between people who understand,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Like for this one, I would think like, okay, you know, like this guy was talking to me. I don't know what we were talking about, some business stuff.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like performances wise or something. And then he said something slick like, oh yeah, but you know, I be doing that in the bed too. And then he
Why
looks
do
at
men
me
do
and
that?
I'm like, I don't care.
Men always gotta, like,
this
bring
is not
it
the
back
time
to
and the
the
place to be talking about
Honestly.
this.
Yeah.
So we are in the middle of a supermarket.
Yeah, that one is no. The other one is unwanted
Massages.
sex. Sexual messages.
Messages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's messages
yeah.
like text messages are inappropriate. That's just the same one as like words. It's just
Yeah.
as bad.
It is.
Sending
It's
Yes,
nude
horrible.
pictures
no news,
when I don't.
unwanted news. I think
my
actually
God.
that is actually one of the
That's
most
the worst. That
abusive
is the
things
worst,
to
yeah.
send someone part of your reproductive system without their consent.
I
But
agree.
also, I feel like that's so old school. Don't if you really want to impress a woman, send her some M-Pesa. Send her some
yeah. We
I'm not gonna be impressed by like a photo of you. I'm gonna be impressed, but
Yeah,
By
pay a
your-
bill.
By
Pay a bill.
He has sent you the maximum amount
I know.
transactions on M-Pesa.
Exactly.
Yes. Ask me how much my balance is so you can send the rest.
Yeah, yes,
That's what's impressive.
Don't say that.
yes.
Unwelcome fondling.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is like in public transport when
Like,
but I think I do that to you guys.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Lydia is guilty of this
Yo,
one.
Yeah,
I
like,
mean,
like
the
this.
time.
Fondling is like
Every day.
Okay,
like
we
Guza
understand.
Watu,
You know, yeah.
in matatus, in
But that's
buses.
disgusting to
Yes.
me.
And
Or
it
like
even
when you're
happens
in a-
at like the gym.
Yeah,
Like
that's gross.
Or sometimes if you're like, in a club and then a guy just comes.
Yeah.
Yes.
that is
the
Or
worst.
like,
That's
especially in the club when a
horrifying.
guy comes and swipes up behind you and there's so much room for him to walk. I
Yeah.
don't get it.
I think you need to stop going to clubs because it seems like a
honestly,
lot
you
of
know,
stuff is
this-
happening to you there.
I am so like, don't come near me like in a club. Like I don't even think I would ever meet someone in a club. There's a time when like this guy came up to me. He kept trying to dance with me. He was like, hey, kwani una dance na password? Like I was like, yeah, the password is unlock it, baby. Anyway, the next one is upskirting, which is taking a photo up a girl's skirt.
okay, that's beyond
Past the
all
age of
this.
13
Yeah.
where like curiosity is taking you away and you've done something inappropriate, a whole adult should not be doing anything like that. The next one is forced kissing. Come on.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, now we're getting to the
we're
extreme
actually,
This is the
version.
extreme.
We're actually even trying to like not teach kids so much to even accept kisses from people they don't want you, because when you grow up
Yeah.
and it's like your uncles and aunties, everybody wants to touch and kiss your
God,
face.
yes.
That is something
the
that
lips.
that's something that parents are actually trying to discourage now, because the thing is then you're teaching especially little girls that like they have to be okay with it, especially like uncles, and
No,
everything.
and I had this one
No,
uncle
you don't
when we
have
were
to.
smaller. Like he gave us like extra tight hugs, and then he would kiss us on the face. I told my mom, she went off on him. You better stop
Yeah.
touching my kids.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're the
Yeah.
uncle.
That's
No
the
hugs,
thing.
no kisses for little girls.
Yeah,
No,
I think that's inappropriate.
Absolutely.
So yeah, maybe that's a good one for parents out there. If maybe you have like a young kid and especially distant family members are like just feel like they can touch them all over the place, that might be sending the wrong message. This is one is coercing, threatening another person into participating in sexual intercourse with you, that's an obvious direct line. Sharing an individual's nudes on social media without their consent, that is wrong. Is it illegal here yet?
It's not yet illegal.
It's not yet illegal. No,
Not yet illegal
yet.
because legislation has yet to come up with technology.
Yeah, because you need like a way to like get someone who does that. 12, spanking.
Spanky, tell us your story.
My story.
someone-
Yes. So I went out not too long ago. I think it was about a month ago, and I was walking up the steps in a club, and this rodent put their hands on my butt, like boom, and I turned around.
Both
and
hands?
Like
Oh,
this.
one, okay.
Yeah, and then I turned around and I gave him the biggest slap. He did not anticipate that, so like his reaction actually made me laugh.
Did you demonstrate how hard the slap was?
No, I wouldn't touch you, obviously. It was like a tour because that you're crossing my line. Why can I
Yeah.
not cross yours? And it's honestly such an invasive thing to do to someone. It's such
touch
a
them in any way.
let me just do what I want because I'm a man and I can't. It's so
Yeah,
bad.
to touch in any way, even
Yeah.
like how in clubs and places, like guys like will grab women.
Yeah.
I hate
Or even like, you know, when you're walking past a stage and they go like, oh, Inke, matatu.
Yeah.
I'm like, please don't touch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of them are like they're just more like just giving you like clear signs. There's different types. There's different categories for rape. There's physical. Anyone puts their hands on you, that's conditional rape, which means seeking sexual favors or advances in exchange for preferential treatment.
Your boss,
Yes,
your teacher.
your boss, people,
Yeah.
especially in people who have a higher
Yeah.
position than you. Visual conduct. This is when an individual makes gestures, as we were saying, like whatever. That's inappropriate. Verbal contact. Anyone saying anything, and written is like text or letters, depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah.
Anyone who makes you feel uncomfortable, and I know, especially with gray area situations, people feel like, is it right? Is it not? Like, how did it make you feel? If you made you feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
that's the code. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you feel uncomfortable, that alone is enough for you to feel like I shouldn't be going through this. And
Yeah.
I think it's like the messaging, like when girls is supposed to be like, the more sexually advanced when you're younger, like the cooler, right?
Yeah.
And so many times I was so uncomfortable thinking like I had to be cool. You don't have to be cool.
You don't have
Not
to
even
be cool.
just that, but it's like if in your gut you feel like something is rubbing you the wrong way, it most likely is.
Yeah.
Just trust that, you know. It's just you guys, we're gonna move on from this topic, but of course we wanted to make sure that everyone deserves a refresher course in this because sometimes it kind of falls to the wayside. But we're gonna lighten the mood with game time.
Take your time.
I was
Take your
sipping my
drink.
drink. I was sipping my drink because this game we have a love-hate relationship with Pick Up and Kill It. Essentially, I have not sure what we've decided on, but essentially one of us is going to start off with a song lyric and the next person in line has to pick that song lyric up from the
last
word that
word.
from the word that it was
one of
left
the
on.
last words. Yeah.
Exactly, from one of the last words. So I don't
should
know
be
if
an
a
actual
beat's gonna
song.
be dropped.
Yeah, it has to be an
It should be an
actual
actual song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And do we have to do it in order or anyone can pick it up?
No, I
think
think
we
you
just go
point.
down.
You point because we can all pick. We're gonna all pick it up.
No,
okay,
we will all
when's
pick it
going?
up.
It should just go down the line.
Yeah, let's go with Nays.
Okay,
Okay, we're gonna go
fine.
just go down.
Okay, start then.
Oh man. Okay. What?
Any song. Any song, literally.
Any song, literally.
I'm a Barbie girl.
I love it.
In a Barbie world.
It's fantastic.
A different song.
In a Barbie world. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls.
Keep going until the
Who
next
run the
person picks
world?
up.
Girls. Who run the world? Girls.
Wait. What's that
Your
song?
turn.
Girls. No.
Nobody knows that.
I know nobody knows
What
that
song is that?
All it goes is girls,
Okay,
and
go,
that's it.
Girl,
Just
girl, you know you better
Hey,
watch out. Some guy is rolling about that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing.
Who's that girl? Wait, that.
No,
okay,
yeah,
that.
okay,
Yeah, that.
Who's that girl? Na 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 na. Ladies, that girl. Na 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 na.
You're not giving her.
Girls just wanna have fun.
Oh, yeah, girl.
Girls
Yeah.
just wanna have fun. That's all I really want.
Oh goodness. Some
But no, what's fun? Fun.
Fun.
All I can think of is
Or
the SpongeBob
yours
song.
is want to have fun.
Yeah.
We suck.
I know, it's so hard.
Wait, tell me what you want, what I really, really want. Tell me what I want, what I really want. I wanna.
Really, really, really
Be my
good.
Zig, zig, ah.
Then keep
If you
moving.
wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Wait,
You have a friend in me. Girl, how does the song goes?
You have
you
a friend in me.
And
Me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. And it ain't no need to cry. I don't know. From now on, I'ma be my own best friend.
friend.
that's my best friend.
That's my best
Who
friend.
are we without them? Friends. Is that how the song is?
Wait,
Which song is that, babe? Is that your own
How
personal?
many of you have them? Friends.
Is that nursery school right?
hold on. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Hey,
Hey.
that's my best friend. That's my best friend. Hey.
Hey, hey, hey,
Hey, baby.
under my umbrella.
Hey, hey,
Hey, under my umbrella. Hey, we're gonna stand together. Tell them I'll be here forever. Said I'll always be your friend. Took a note, I'ma stick it out till the end.
What's the end?
And till the end. The end. The
Time. How
end.
does end of time Beyonce go?
Until you come to the end
Of the road, till I can't let her know.
go. It's unnatural.
You belong to
Me.
I belong to you.
You and me,
'Cause
baby.
baby, you're all that I want, and you're all that I need.
I believe that's a song. I believe that's a song. I believe
that.
that.
No, you're all that I
wait. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like we do on the Discovery Channel.
Discovery Channel? Oh, God.
I'm sorry. It's educational.
No, I'm wondering what other song has Discovery Channel in it?
You and me, baby, go from there.
Baby,
Baby.
baby, 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 oh, my baby, 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 oh, my baby, 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 oh. Said you'd always be mine, mine,
Beyonce, mine.
mine.
That boy is mine.
You
Seem
need
to be confused. I'm sorry that you.
No, I'm
Sorry
sorry
that
that
you seem to be confused. He belongs to me. The boy is mine.
That was mine. So
Okay, okay.
we're done.
That wasn't so bad.
That was a great
Yeah,
film.
we
are
did
amazing.
try, and we hope that you are participating with us at home, because that's what this is all about. You are a fifth member of this group. Thank you so much for being here. But guess what? Tomorrow we have a fantastic show for you. Make sure you are here at 6 p.m. Beat that traffic and get home. My name is Lydia KM, and that's Lydia KM on all social media handles.
My name is Dana DeGrazia. It's Hustle Goddess Online. We will see you tomorrow.
My name is Naomi Wamboy, WAMBOE on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
And I am Joanne at yummymummy.ke on social. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
We're lifting up, we're on a mission.